So here's a little update on the project itself. The first thing I'm going to do is actually make the horizontal stabiliser. So I'll show you how I get on. So yeah, so the very first job I'm trying to do now is make the horizontal stabiliser, which is shown on the plans here. I'll only be able to do some of it because some of the parts were actually missing from the kit. I did actually speak to Igor and he's going to get the bits out to me as soon as possible. But essentially, sort of this bracket here, they were both missing, along with the horn and a few of the little bits like some sort of bronze bushes that go in there as well. But to start, what I've actually done is I've actually made sort of this, if you can see it, the leading edge which goes along here. I'll show you what that looks like. So this is the leading edge. Sorry if it's dodgy camera work, but I'm doing this on my phone because my GoPro's not here. But essentially what it was is 1mm plywood with 8mm spruce strips on it. The plywood's not long enough in the wood I got, so what I actually did, I actually joined it together using not a miter, sort of like a splice of 15:1. And then I've kind of shaped the edges as well, so it's kind of in line with the diagrams here. So you can see there that it's kind of angled sort of 69 degrees. I've also made the trailing edge as well, which is, again, in this case, one piece of plywood with 2 lots of 5mm spruce cap strips added to it. And on the plans, that is this piece here, this piece here. The next job is with the expanded polystyrene. So basically I've already bought all the XPS that's kind of been pre-cut by the factory. Some of them do need to be shortened though, and in the centre, which is this spar here, it's actually 2 pieces glued together, and the inside also needs to be hollowed here as well, which you can see there. So as you can see, what I've actually done is I've actually cut out where it's marked in the plan. I'm going to very shortly bond these 2 together, and I'll also bond the 2 nose pieces as well. And then what I'll do, I'll put everything onto the main spar, which I'll show you in a second, and just see how it all looks and make sure everything aligns. I have also cut the wood out as well, but again that's going to need to be joined because it's not long enough. When I say the wood, I mean the top and bottom skins as well. But really I'm going to be stuck until I get these 2 brackets, because the front bracket, which is this one here, shown in the diagram there, well, I won't be able to put the nuts on the ends of the bolts until we know the exact position, and also we're not going to get a spanner in there, so that's going to hold things up a little bit. So here is everything you need to mix the epoxy. So we've got the epoxy, the hardener. These actually came in larger bottles, but what I've actually done, I've decanted them into smaller ones just to make it a bit easier. We've got the scales, we've got 2 syringes, one for the hardener, one for the epoxy, a mixing pot, a stirring stick, and a brush for applying it as well. I've also got some masking tape as well, and that's just to hold the pieces of foam together when I've actually stuck them. Right, so just turn the scales on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make up 2 grams of epoxy, which I'm guessing should be enough. Just using the syringe to get it to the correct amount. And by weight, the mixing ratio is 100 to 40. 100 of the adhesive, 40 of the hardener. There we go, 2. Spare in the pot. I have got lots of syringes, so I'm only really using them one time and then disposing of them. And just put the top back on this. I'll just reset that. So the hardener, if we've done 2, we're going to have to do 0.8 of a gram. So there's 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.72. Sounds like everyone's out cutting the grass today, and there's also loads of trains going past. So I'll just put that back in the bottle. And again, do that. Now I need to get my mixing. I'll put my top back on. Then get my mixing stick. I'm going to stir this thoroughly for at least 2 minutes. So I'll come back in a bit. So that's it, thoroughly stirred there. What we're going to do now, because we're going to use this as a glue to glue the 2 pieces of XPS together, I'm going to use some of what is called mix, which is a mixture of kind of fibres that you put into it, and it really thickens it and it gives it sort of stronger structural properties. So see how that is. When you actually stir it, it changes consistency. Probably put a bit too much in there, I would think. Look. That's okay. Right, so plan B, I got all that wrong. I put a bit too much of the mix in. So what I've done, I've actually remade it from the start, and this is the kind of consistency now, so it looks it's sort of like icing, maybe. But yeah, so I'm going to use this now to glue the 2 parts together. So I'm going to start with the sort of the leading side, so the forward XPS ribs. Because it's not wood, we don't need to actually paint this. We don't need to paint a layer of first. Because with wood you need to actually put a layer of clean resin on first and then give it time to kind of soak in, because it's very porous. With this you can put the glue straight on apparently. Just making sure that it is, just make sure that it is all covered. And we'll stick a little bit on the other side as well. Oh, just make sure it's in camera there. Go. So I'm going to put the 2 pieces together. And what I'll do is I'll hold it together with some tape. Make sure that's properly aligned. Top if it was in shot. Go. Almost put a piece the other way around as well, just to make sure there's a bit of pressure there also. go. I'll leave that to dry. It's nice and warm in the garage today. Presently 20.5 degrees, so that's brilliant. The next stage is I'm going to glue these sides together as well. What I thought I'd do, I'd also put this in shot. What I thought I'd also do as well is put a bit of resin in here as well, just to make sure they're nice and strong, because when the aircraft's been assembled, there's going to be a metal rod that goes through here, which it attaches to the anti-servo tab, and there's chances it could get banged on there. So if it is just supported a little bit with a bit of resin, that would be great. So here's the rear rib, which I've glued together, held together with masking tape, so that's nice and secure, and we'll have a look at it when it's set. So these are the skins that I've actually cut for the horizontal stabiliser itself, and again I'll be putting a scarf joint here and also on the end as well to kind of join them together. Here's the spar that actually came with the kit. So it's already got the fittings in the middle, effectively the hinge. I've taken the peel ply off because I'm now going to mark up where the individual ribs will go. I have actually measured though, and it appears that it's slightly too long, and I've measured it against the plan. I've measured it about 8 times, so it looks like there's about 50mm off each end that needs to come off. So if you have built one of these, can you just put in the comments whether that's been the case with yours or not? Maybe I've got a dodgy tape measure, who knows. So when the ribs are dried, what I'll do, I'll then lay everything onto the spar itself, and then mark everything up. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to wait until I get the bracket here before I actually stick anything on, because realistically you need the leading edge to be on to kind of make it more of a solid structure. I probably will, just for the sake of a few weeks. I'll hang fire and maybe start with the flapper runs next. So a little bit of progress tonight. What I've done is I've marked on the horizontal stabiliser whereabouts the XPS ribs are going to sit. So as soon as that bracket arrives, I'll be able to start gluing some things together.